What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name is Nicole and I'm a person in recovery. My sobriety date is July 13th of 2015 and tonight is our regularly scheduled Friday night recovery support meeting. Anybody is welcome to attend this meeting. It doesn't matter if you're in active addiction. It doesn't matter if you're sober. All that matters is that you want to come hang out with us. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get this video and share it out. If any of you guys that are in the comments don't mind sharing the video also on TikTok or on Facebook or whatever. That would help out a lot. And I had a really great idea from my girl Cecilia. She said, let's talk about avoiding self-sabotage, which I thought is a freaking great idea. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I was in my active addiction, y'all, I was the queen of self-sabotage then. And when I was trying to get sober, I was also the queen of self-sabotage, because I always thought that I knew what was best for me when really I didn't know shit. And I needed somebody to take me and show me the way. But you know, when you're first getting sober, you think you know everything, and that's happened to me so many times, and I have thrown away so many different recoveries because I have gotten sober and then took my own advice and then relapsed. So yeah, I thought we could talk about that. I thought that would be fun, and it would get everybody invested, and we can all, you know, do it. I'm also going to get the link to the chat. If anybody wants to come up and share, you're more than welcome to come up and share tonight. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. There's nothing to be embarrassed or ashamed about. We have a great time and nobody's going to judge you. Nobody's going to judge you. So hold on, guys. Y'all know I got to share the video. Hey, Amanda. Thank you so much, you guys. Amanda has been going live and helping in the Facebook group. Amy and her daughter have been doing it. They're going to do it this Sunday, which I'm so excited. That's a really good group to go to. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay, we have. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. Hold on, guys. Zephyr Medical Group, Nicole speaking. How can I help you? Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Okay. Then it should have lasted 25, not the 30. Yes, yes, because she was doing multiple doses. So now it's just going to be all at one time. Oh, wow. You know what? I probably need to call Dr. B and check with him, because I don't know why it would go from three a day to one a day. So let me just call him really quick. I have your number. What's your first name? Okay, okay. I'm gonna call you right back. I'm gonna call Dr. B right now. Do you want me to have him call you back, or is it okay if I call you back? Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Oh, my name is Nicole Pludre. You're welcome. Hold on, guys. I gotta call my boss. Okay, really fast. I'm so sorry. Or no, I'm gonna call Andrea. Hey, everybody, come on in, you guys. I'm sorry. I just gotta call my boss really fast, and then we'll start the meeting. So sorry. So sorry. Okay, hold on. Hey. Yeah, I'll call her right now. I need to know something though. The pharmacist from Tracy, pharmacist was called me. And said she was up there. Actually from but Dr. B wrote for one script once a day. She used to take one script 3 times a day. Okay, so it's supposed to be one script 3 times a day, correct? Okay, all right, I'm gonna call her. Well, yeah, can you have her? Here, I'll give you the phone number. I have it right here. Because I don't know, I'm not it's 213-694-2880. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, don't forget to call Cheryl Spindler. I think she wants help. Okay. That's fine. Well, I got her. Okay, so she's on my list to call, and then I got the new guy that came in today, and then I got Alexander and Ryan. So I got so I'll yeah, don't worry. I'll keep you updated on how it goes. I got a couple people I'm working with though through the weekend, about 5 people right now. So I'm gonna call her. I have an hour thing I'm doing on YouTube for my channel, and then I'm gonna call Cheryl after that. Okay. I'll text her though right now so that way she knows, and I'll be calling her. Okay. All right. Thanks, girl. Okay, I will. Thank you. Bye. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay. So I just got to make sure that I get everybody taken care of. I don't want to leave anybody out, and they need me. They had to call me to get me. Okay. So what's up, everybody? We're going to talk about how to avoid freaking self-sabotage. How many of you guys have self-sabotaged yourselves before? I used to self-sabotage myself all the time when I was first trying to get sober. And one of the main reasons was because I didn't want to listen to what anyone else told me to do, you guys. And it was almost like a pride thing, I felt like if I was letting someone else tell me what to do, then I was being weak, which is not the case. When you are early in your recovery, you need to have as much guidance as you can get. Hey, guys. Oh, Amy, let me get the link, girl. I was waiting for you to come in the chat, okay? We're talking about how to avoid self-sabotage, Amy, and I'm sure you have plenty of things to talk about for this too. So, hey. Hold on, guys. I gotta wait for it to pop up, and then I can start doing my thing. Okay, here we go. All right, cool. Okay, guys. So now we're just waiting for that link. And hey, Amy, I'm gonna text it to you in just a second. Okay, girl. Don't think I forgot about you. Okay, let me get you guys up there so I can feel like I look like my neck is just cut off because this hoodie is like, but I love it. It's like a really pretty lavender color. Okay. So, the stigma of addiction. Hey, Kelly, I'm glad you made it over. Yay. I'm so glad you guys are all making it. Let's wait a little bit longer to get started. And then we are going to get talking. Amy's going to come up and share and talk with me. So that way it'll be like the conversation, I feel like, will be a little bit more interesting having two of us up here. If any of you guys want to come up here and share too, I'm going to put a link in the chat. What's up, Blunts? What's up, Blunts? I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you guys are coming in. Come on in. Don't be shy. Okay, come on in. Okay. It can. You know what? I didn't realize how much there is a stigma still, because I feel like on the front lines here, like while we're like talking about recovery and we're all like always around each other. Hey, Fran, and we're like recovery together. I feel like I don't see the stigma that much because I'm like with you guys all the time. But there is such a stigma still, even with maintenance medication. And I'm going to share a little bit with you guys. Let me get Amy on here. Hey, girl.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's going on with you?
Not much. Taking care of babies, same old, same old.
I think that you look so tiny and I just look like a fat potato head.
No, I think it's because I have a new ring light and I have to sit like further away. So it's different angle.
Sabotaging my looks, man.
No, you look beautiful. You always do.
We did a glitter eyeshadow look today on.
I like it. It looks good. I like it a lot.
Glitter. I don't know what it is lately. I've been feeling like I go through these stages where like I want to wear makeup and then I don't want to wear it for like a month. And then I'll wear it for like 2 weeks and then I won't wear it for a month. So I'm on a stage right now.
Well, it looks great.
We were on the live stream and Cecilia. So I'm going to give you all a little bit of background about Cecilia. So Cecilia is the young lady that went to Florida for treatment, and she ended up leaving, but we're not mad at her and she's okay. She's still staying sober, which is amazing. I'm so proud of you for staying sober and not relapsing. That's a big deal. But she had brought up self-sabotaging, and I thought that is such a good topic, especially after what she went through. It's so okay. So we're getting ready to go into a treatment center. Like if you don't have insurance or any way to pay for it, a lot of the places that you're going to get an option to go to are places that are not going to be equipped to handle you having like mental health problems, right?
Yeah.
The place she was going into was not a place where you would get like dual diagnosis treatment where they could prescribe her like mental health medications. And that's unfortunate, but that's how it was because that was her only choice, really. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's difficult.
Down there, and I guess she ended up meeting some people that are in a different program. So it ended up out good because she, even though she's not there anymore, she's going to be able to go into treatment on the 15th. So
well, that's good.
You know what I mean? But
yeah. Is it a place that's going to offer more mental health? Help? Oh, good. Well, that's good.
But what I was saying is like, this is just me. Like I wanted her to stay there and just try to stay as to tough it out, just because like this is a risk that she is leaving. She's not from Florida. Literally walking around like not, you know what I mean? Like she could have, anything bad could have happened.
Oh, she didn't go home or anything. She just left the
She's still in Florida. She stayed there.
Oh,
you're still there, aren't you, Cecilia? Are you still in Florida? So, anyways, we're not talking bad about Cecilia. She's amazing.
No. Yeah,
I'm so proud of her for going into rehab. But this is a good example of kind of making choices before you consult somebody else that has been sober longer than you have. So, what I would have done was said, you know what? I'm having a bad day. I'm really pissed off. I'm going to call Nicole and I'm going to talk to her and see if she can help me not to be pissed off or whatever the case may be. And I've done that several times where, like, for instance, I was living in a halfway house and there was a boy that I had a crush on. And it just so happened that, like, this other girl had a crush on him. So we were all fighting over this one boy. But he liked me. Go figure. That's the first time that's ever happened.
Like,
I'm sure that's not true. Anyways, but instead of saying, like, instead of me calling my counselor or my sponsor and saying, hey, there's this guy, everybody likes him, but he doesn't like any of them. He only likes me. But I know if I go out with him, it's going to end up causing all this issues in the house. What I did was I didn't listen to anybody. I didn't call my sponsor. I didn't call my counselor. And I went on the date with the guy. And I told the story on my TikTok, and he ended up doing cocaine. And I ended up making out with him, and I tested
Is that
positive.
the one where you tested positive? Yes, I heard that story. Yes.
And so I should have called my counselor, my sponsor, somebody, an accountability partner, anybody that could have helped me to make a better choice than what I was going to make in the first place, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you have any
hard, though.
Do you have any times that you've done that, like where you've self-sabotaged yourself?
Oh, so many times. So many times.
Well, tell us about them.
I think I used to do it all the time. I mean, in early recovery, I think that's difficult not to. I mean, I was in active addiction for so many years. I mean, there's so many times I self-sabotaged. It's hard to remember them all. I mean,
one time my sponsor, okay, so I was working with this lady. She's like 65 years old. She had like 30 years sober, okay, like a long time. And I think I had just hit like 8 months sober. And so I had a job. I was working for this little sandwich shop. But this lady had came in, and she had kind of got me into thinking about wanting to do this. Like, I was like, at this time, I was 6 months sober, and I wanted to be a counselor, right? I think everybody wants to be a counselor when they're first sober.
Yeah.
And but I really wanted to do that. And I went to my sponsor, and I was like, I'm going to quit my job, and I'm going to get a grant, and my grant will pay for me to live and for my schooling. And I was all excited about it. And she looked at me, and she's like, you've been sober for 6 months. Like, you don't need to quit your job. You don't need to do any of that. Like, you need to work on building a solid foundation at your job where you're making money, and they know you're not going to get fired. You're not going to call in. And then paying off like my fines and fees, paying for I didn't even have custody of Nate back yet. And I was like, I'm going to quit my job, and I'm going to go be a college student now.
Well, and I think with addicts, we're kind of, well, obviously instant gratification people. So we want everything to happen like super, super fast, where it's like, well, okay, I'm sober. So now I want this, and I want this, and I want this, because we're used to instant gratification. I mean, that's the way we work. So it's hard sometimes to be patient and not to, wait it out and, wait for things to get better, or think through a decision and think about the consequences of the decision and where this is going to take you, and if this is the best decision. I mean, I know through addiction and trying to get sober before, I've made so many bad decisions that led to, not that I'm saying her decision was a bad decision. I'm not saying that at all.
Oh, because,
at least she's going to another treatment. That's great.
Right.
She's got a plan, and that's great. But sometimes it is good to like talk to other people in recovery or counselors or whatever, and go through the whole motion where it's going to end up, because it is easy to self-sabotage yourself, because you want it to move, you want it to go fast, like you're saying, you want to be a counselor, and you're ready to quit your job, and you're ready to do this and ready to do that, and it's hard not to want everything to move fast.
Kelly says it's like a compulsive behavior, which is true. It's like, so one of the things that I have always been like this, even before I started doing drugs. So like, I'm one of these people, like, okay, so we're hanging out, and then like an idea pops into my head. Like today I was like, we should go see a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think ahead to plan it. I'm just like, this is what I'm going to do. Even with like content on YouTube and on TikTok and all that stuff, my boss is like, you could do so much better if you would plan out your ideas ahead of time and really like think them through, because you already have good ideas, but you would be able to clean them up. But I'm just like, I just want to do it then and get it over with, And I have to learn how to pause and think before I take action. Thinking before I act or react. So that's another thing that I was looking up the other day. Do I react or do I respond?
Yeah, I heard you talking about that. I don't remember if it was on a live.
What do you do? Do you react or respond?
I'm much better about it now. I've learned since I've been in recovery. I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I'm so not, but I used to just react. I was
Me too.
Terrible about it. Terrible. Everything was like, right, on the fly, react. I'm so much better now in fact, I just had an incident with my brother recently. and over Facebook, a disagreement. And I really had to think about how I was going to respond to it, and the way I went about it. Because in the old days, I would have flew off the handle. I would have just lost my temper. I would have handled the situation completely different than the way I handled it now. Because I was someone that just didn't think about before I said things. I was complete react before, but now I really try to think about it. But that took work. Like that, it wasn't something. I used to be the total opposite. So,
Me too.
but now I really try. I really try to think about it.
I used to pop off bad, and what happened was, like, this is what happens to me, y'all. When I do things, I'll keep doing them until it like really starts bothering me. So like I didn't ever on social media before I got sober. My whole purpose on social media before sobriety was to post pictures of how I thought I looked fine. And that's all I did on social media. Like I wasn't trying to build like friendships or a community or any kind of meaningful relationships. So it was just me looking high all the time. But then when I came back and I had gotten sober, right? I got sober, I came back and I was like, wow, social media is so awesome. You can meet all these people and talk to all these people. So I'm like trying to like tell people about my life and tell them about how amazing I love how Suboxone helped me save my life and all these things, right? And little did I know this is such a controversial topic in the recovery community. And then it was like, bam, I was having like these knockdown, drag out fights with people in the comment section of addiction recovery groups, like every day until I was driving myself insane.
Yeah.
You know, like so insane. And then I would be crying because I would be like, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not sober. Maybe I shouldn't say I'm in recovery. And it's all because I'm sitting here reacting to and responding and reacting to what these people are saying instead of thinking before I did anything. You know what I mean?
I even changed the way I respond to people on TikTok. Because on TikTok, when I was first on TikTok, like all the troll comments or somebody would say something mean to me, I'd, respond right away. I'd try to have like a witty response, or I'd try to like get back at them. Now, for the most part, every once in a while I'll respond to one, but for the most part, I delete and I block them, and I don't even respond because it's like, it's just not even worth it. But, when I first got on TikTok, I was responding to every single hate comment. It was like, I got to get back at these people. I've got to get my 2 cents in. And now I'm just
I know. That's what it is. It's that's the one thing I struggle with still is right fighting, because when I know I'm right, I know I'm right, damn it.
Well, yours is a little different though, because you're doing it from like an educational point of view. So I can see with yours why, why you need to respond to some of it, because yours is more like coming from an educational, which like if somebody responds to mine like about Suboxone or Matt or something, then usually I'll respond to it because I'm like, no, you're wrong. Right. Here, So I think that's reasonable to respond to a comment like that.
Educate them. And by educating them, like, listen, I know I'm not going to change everyone's mind, but I hope by sharing the education with them that they'll learn and it'll open their mind, in the process,
Yeah. Or it reaches other people, because even if they're not going to listen to you, it's going to reach somebody else who's feeling the same way, or maybe educate somebody else who's at least open-minded to hearing about it. That's what you hope, So in the long run, that's why you're responding to a hate comment or somebody who's being ignorant about Matt or something else is a little different, so I understand why you need to do it a little bit more.
What do you think about dating in your first year of sobriety? Now, I think you were, tell us.
Well, I did it. So, I'm the worst person to ask. No,
I know, because you're dating it. I know. That's why I asked you.
There's the whole NA, and it's not a rule, it's a recommendation. No,
it's a suggestion.
I don't like when people say, oh, that's a rule in NA that, you're not supposed to have a relationship in your first year. No, that's not. It's a recommendation. And we joked about it last time. I think that my fiance was 13 stepping, but sorry, Matt. Oh, he's not in the room.
He probably was, girl. It's okay though.
No, I think it depends on the person. I really do. I think it could be disastrous. I think it could be. And then for me, it turned out okay. It could have not though. You know, luckily I ended up with somebody who had a lot of sobriety under their belt. It wasn't like I was dating somebody who was also a newcomer and also like in their first year of sobriety. Now, I think that probably would have been disastrous, because it probably would have been a really codependent relationship, which is what I was used to. And probably would have both relapsed, probably would have gone, you know, off the deep end. So at that point, when we started seeing each other, I think you had what, 5 years when I met you?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I think he had 5 years when I met him.
Something like that.
Yeah. I think
5 or 6. 5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6 when I met him. But you know, for me it was a good thing because he just, you know, he gave me a place to stay and it was out in the middle of nowhere, so it was in a different town that I had been using in. So I was away from all my connects. I was away from other people that I was hanging out with. I didn't drive. So it's not like I could go drive to the town, and he was at work all day. So I just was stuck out on this little farm and by myself. And he really was supportive of me, like laying around the house and just like focusing on myself. And he took me to meetings. We went to meetings
I did a lot of the same stuff when I got clean. I
Yeah.
played around a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And he was just like, work on yourself this year. You know, like don't worry about anything else. And he was into going to meetings. He was pretty into NA at that point. And so we went to meetings pretty much every single night.
Yeah.
We maybe missed like one meeting a week at that point. And so we were pretty.
So it can be done.
It can be done. Yeah, it can be done. And for me, it was a positive thing. We talked about recovery and stuff, but it wasn't like our whole relationship. You know, we did a lot of fun things together. We did the ride for recovery at a Harley. So we did that. And that was a whole new experience for me, like being around sober people and having a good time. I was like, oh my God, we could do this without being high. Like people do this shit. I'd never done anything like that.
I know
before.
What you mean.
Yeah,
I know.
I was like, oh my God, we went away for the weekend, and I that was extremely powerful to me. Like all those bikes and everything, like all these people on a ride for sobriety, like that was an amazing experience. And so we did a lot of stuff that had to do with NA and stuff. And I'm not a huge NA person. I never was. I kind of was like along for the ride, and I wanted to check it out and see if it was for me. It turned out it wasn't, but it was still a great experience, and I'm glad that I had it. But yeah, for me, it worked out. But like I said, I think him having a lot of years of sobriety was a good thing. And I think also he let me have space to work on myself. And, you know, but it's tricky. I do think it's tricky. I do think you really have to have, you know, I'm older too. I don't know if that has something to do with it. Like I was 40.
I think it does. I think you have, because I think with the older you are, it's a little different because I know I was in my 30s when I met Neil. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And so I think because when we're younger, we're just like we're just partying, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I kind of had a sense of myself more than you do when you're younger. I'm not saying that younger people don't, but you know, I kind of knew where I wanted to be, and I kind of knew what I would tolerate and what I wouldn't. And, you know, it just, I don't know. It was a good thing for me, but I don't recommend it for everybody. I think you really have to focus on yourself and your sobriety the first year. And I really think that you have to really have a lot of space and a lot of time to look within yourself. I mean, he just really let me do that. And so that was a good thing. So, you know, it's a mixed bag.
Okay, now we're going to let Celia. Celia's going to come up. What do you want to hold on, let me see. See, I've never done 3 people, so let's see how this works out. Hold
on. Okay, we'll see. Can you hear me? Hey, yes or no? Hi. So there was a couple of people. Well, I was kind of going to give a little bit of our story real quick, if that's okay with you.
Yes, absolutely. That's fine.
Okay. So for everybody to kind of know, Nicole has literally saved my life. I am currently 23 days sober from methamphetamines. Shortly before that, I ended up trying to take my own life with heroin. And after that, I reached out to Nicole because I was like, either I'm going to get sober or I'm going to be dead, one of the two. And I reached out to her because I was like, what is there to lose? Either I can get some help or I can end up just completely being miserable until I'm dead. And I'm also a single mom, so there was a lot of shit going on. Am I allowed to cuss on here? My bad. Regardless, so I reached out to Nicole, and she's like, you know what? Here, I have something that can help you. If you are serious about getting sober and you want to do this and you can't kill yourself, because quite frankly, that's a freaking waste. She got me she gave me the number to a gentleman that was actually in the program, and he had completed the program. So around New Year's, after I finally went into detox, I got a hold of him, and I called him 9:30 the night before. He texted me at 6 a.m. the next morning, and we talked. And he got me for the number for Jill's Place. Jill's Place is an amazing program. It is something I am actually personally upset that I was not able to finish, but at some point I hope to finish it. So literally I talked to Nick, and he got me in touch with Jill's Place, and I went in and did the application and everything. And Nick and Nicole had gotten a hold of me. They're like, hey, if you can get into this program, we're willing to help you, because I was actually homeless in my car in Kansas City, Missouri. And it's not a good place to be, especially like when you're struggling with drugs and everything like that. So I got a hold of Nick, and I was like, hey, they're talking about letting me get into the program. And so Nick and Nicole, bless their hearts, decided to give me a chance and said, if you can get into the program, we'll help you get to Florida. And within 24 hours, I was on an airplane to Florida. It was a crazy situation. Now, at the beginning, they told me, you're not allowed to have mental health medication. And at that time, I'm like, I am so freaking desperate. I don't care. It's either I'm going to get sober and live, or I'm going to go ahead and bury me now. All right. And so I was willing, and I wanted to be sober, because I'm sick and tired of being miserable sober and miserable high, because I wasn't even getting high anymore. It was just about not getting sick and, everything like that. So I get down to Florida. I go to a shelter for a little bit, and then I get into the program. And I don't know why at that point, if maybe I just wasn't being honest about how poor my mental health was. But within a couple of days, I was ready. I felt like I was going crazy. I was ready to off myself. It was just bad. And Nicole and everyone else told me, give it another day, give it another day, give it another day. Well, then this is when the self-sabotage comes in, and the stupidity came in, honestly. I would rather be homeless for 3 weeks while I wait for another program than stay here and basically tough it out. Well, Nicole was pretty pissed when she found out, because she's like, what the heck are you doing?
I think of guys, like when I help somebody, I think of it as like, okay, like you're my like little sister now. And so like when you call me and you're like, I'm leaving, I'm like, oh hell no, you're not.
Well, right. Well, and what ended up happening was actually Jill's Place gave me a second chance, and they're like, okay, go to a mental health evaluation. We'll see where that goes. And if we're able to, we'll be able to let you back into the program. Yay. Okay. Better than being homeless. Anyway, yeah. So then what ended up happening from there was I went to the mental health evaluation, and the doctors were the ones that actually said, hey, you're not doing so hot right now. And so we would recommend that you voluntarily submit and get your mental meds back on. Because before that, since about August is when my last relapse was, I was self-medicating with methamphetamines and other miscellaneous in order to help with my depression and my anxiety. So like using meth when I couldn't get out of bed, and then like, let's say like Xanax or painkillers or whatever in order to finally be able to sleep. Well, then life took a turn and I completely lost control and lost everything. So regardless, so back after the mental health hospital, they told me, I talked to Jill's place and they're like, in order for you to come back, you need to basically, what's the word for it? Slowly come back off of the medication. And the doctors were the ones that said, yeah, that's not a good idea with mental health medication, because I'm not on anything like narcotic or anything like that. I'm on Prozac, which is anxiety and depression, and then something for nightmares.
So they won't let you be on any.
If you want to hop in at any point, feel free. I feel like I'm talking way too damn much, but
they won't let you be on any mental health.
No, they said I was not allowed to be. I was so.
Wow. Wow.
No, they won't allow it. And so honestly, they said I had to wean off of the mental health medications.
Once you stay in there, I think it's like 6 to 8 months after being in there, I think you like graduate to a different phase. And then you can get like, because I think that's what Nick had to do. It was like he had to get through that first initial phase of the treatment where it's just basically like, just being good and making sure that you're going to like wake up on time, just like learning how to be a regular person and like actually be waking up and stuff. And then you can actually get like medical help for your mental health, but you have to go through that first phase. I think like it's like 6 to 9 months, I think, because it's a year-long program. And then like she wouldn't even leave after that year. Like they would find her housing and help
like
get
a sober living,
everything.
Okay.
So now
trust me, I was pissed at myself.
Okay, what place are you going to go into now, though? Do you still have that option to go to that?
The place that I'm going. Yeah, I will hopefully still have that option. They told me the door never truly closes because they wanted to help me. But what I'm doing is I'm going to a thing called Crossroads, which is a dual diagnosis, mental health and sobriety treatment facility for 30 days. And what Nicole doesn't know is even after that, I am trying to reestablish to get into a longer program. So like a 6 month, or even after the month or two, going back to Jill's, because like I said, I was pissed at myself that I could not complete that. And so that's what I'm doing now.
I just think it would be good for you, because like you need to be able to have, because we want you to get to a point, Cecilia, where you can be fully self-supporting and you can actually have a chance at maybe being with your children again.
Yes,
absolutely. Because I have a 6-year-old little girl, and what I didn't realize, the self-sabotage of addiction, I thought, well, as long as I was disappearing and not being on it around her and not having it around her, if I disappeared all the time, it wasn't as bad as if I was on the stuff while I was with her. Well, then I fucked up around Christmas and decided to be dope sick so I wasn't high around her, and said something completely horrible and out of context that should not have been heard from a 6-year-old. And now I am actually watching her have to reestablish and rebuild with me. But now what I'm doing is I'm still talking to her daily, but I'm finally realizing this, before I can help anyone else and be a good mother and do what I need to do, I have to do it for myself first. And my self-esteem is non-existent due to DV and abuse and all that fun shit. But I'm slowly going to start, because quite frankly, if I can't be healthy and happy for myself, I can't expect myself to be that way for anyone else. And I am a people pleaser. I will avoid helping myself just so that I can have other people help other people, because it's harder to deal with myself than anyone else.
Yeah, it's harder to look inside yourself and take. That's exactly what it is. Tell me this: so you're still in Florida? There's a lot more opportunities in Florida, right?
Yes.
Than where you came from.
Yes. And I'm actually staying with my ex-father-in-law. That's quite an interesting situation. But he's willing to keep me off the streets for 3 weeks until I go into treatment. And I'm also doing outpatient 3 days a week while I'm here to help keep me not wanting to go out and everything like that. Like just to keep me accountable. There's the word.
I'm really proud of you all.
And
wow, I
so,
lost you
and
guys.
one thing I found out, like I was telling you, one of the side effects, I was using so much and doing so much and being so stupid, honestly, that I completely changed my chemical balance. So now I'm having to go through medications to basically slow my body down because my body thinks I'm still on dope, even though I'm not. And it's maddening. Like, can't eat, can't sleep, can't think straight, like hyper agitated, just grr. And now
That's post-acute withdrawal from methamphetamine. That's what you're going through. Post-acute withdrawal. That's why I wanted you to get off everything and stay off everything, so that way your body could readjust to its. It took me like a whole year off of drugs to finally like be to where, okay, so when I first got sober from tweaking on meth for so many years, my mouth used to go like this. I used to talk out the side of my mouth. And I didn't even know I was doing it, but I did. And that was from being on meth for so many years. It took over a year for that to finally go away. Like, there was all these like tics and things that I had done to myself because of all the drugs that I have abused. That is why I was like, don't get on anything. Just wait for a year. Let your system.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Out.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. But I'm very fortunate that I can wait. I don't have mental health problems to where I'm like, I've never gotten to a point where I wanted to take my own life, only when I was using drugs. You know what I mean?
Right. And I tried to take my own life 4 times last year.
Yeah.
I've tried to take my own life multiple times. So I have been there. So I understand that. And I have mental health issues. I'm much better since I got clean. It really has changed my mental health drastically. So I do, I understand where you're coming from with your mental health meds and wanting to be on them, and, you know, the struggle of, you know, wanting to take care of the mental health, but wanting to get clean and be in a place that's, you know, a good place for you to be. I understand that. It does take time, though, like Nicole's saying, to even get your brain. It's hard to know where the mental health is coming, what part is actually a mental health and what part is from the addiction. Because for so long, and I'm not saying you don't have mental health issues, because I'm sure you do, because I do too. But for a long time, I thought I had major mental health issues, I mean, I was on Social Security for a long time because I was diagnosed with such bad mental health issues. I was a behavioral health patient. I've been institutionalized weeks at a time. I had multiple suicide attempts, you know, major mental health issues. And a lot of it was due to my addiction. And I didn't even know it because I was so messed up with the drugs that my mental health was so bad from all the drugs I was taking and all the damage I was doing to myself and had been doing to myself for so long, that really once I got clean after the first year, there started to be more clarity with my mental health. And now, and I was on Prozac for a long time, for the first year of being sober. I've been able to go off of it now, which has been great. I'm on Suboxone, and that's really helped my mental health, which is crazy to me because I didn't even know that it helped mental health, but now I've been hearing more about that. It's enough for me, and I've been able to get off the Prozac. But, and I don't know. It could be a combination of a lot of things. I'm not saying you're like me in any way, shape, or form, because you don't know. But you, after some time, you might see your mental health getting better once your mind gets clearer, and you get, especially with methamphetamine, because methamphetamine really, I mean, like my fiance, he was in pure blown psychosis before he got clean. I mean, he was out there. I mean, to the point that he almost didn't come back. And, you know, it really messes with your mind. So, you know, some time to get clear and stuff might change some of those things too.
Well, and that's what my hope is this is a small stepping stone to getting to where I need to be, you know, going from nothing to like going from either self-medicating or using mental health medications to nothing was a very big leap for me. What I'm hoping is this is a baby step, so that way I can get to where I need to be. And hopefully, you know, I won't always have to be on that, because quite frankly, I hate being on mental health medications, because there's the stigma with mental health.
But if you do, that's okay too. If that's what you need to maintain your sobriety and keep yourself in a good mindset to be a mother for your children, that's okay too. That's okay. You know,
but I was going to say, I was going to hop off here, and this was a big step for me because, quite frankly, my whole family can see this.
That's right, girl. That way you're being honest and you're transparent, and that's the best way to be, is honest and transparent, you know?
But all I wanted to say, the last thing I was going to say is, again, thank you, Nicole, for saving my life.
I didn't save your life, girl. You got your ass on the plane and went down there. Now you got to stay on the right track, okay? Stay on the right track. I will be behind you 100%. I'll help you any way I can. Just get your butt into one of those places.
Yes.
And then, because here's the thing, okay? The goal is so you can be reunited with your daughter, okay? Like that if you keep that in the front of your mind, that's what I did when I had Nate taken away from me. I kept that little boy right in the front of my mind, and I just went for everything I could to better my life. And so any opportunity that anybody gives you, you have an advantage right now. You're in a new state where people don't know you. There's opportunities there that you would normally not get in little old, Missouri?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. You can get so much help down there for free and change your whole life around. So, and Nick is down there and he does a lot of work with people in recovery. So you'll run into him still, even though you're, not in Jill's place right now. But I'm really proud of you. I'm just glad that you're staying sober. It makes me happy to see your face sober, and I know you're sober. So I'm really happy. I'm glad that you're not going out and doing stupid stuff, because you could be doing that,
Oh, I know. When I went in back after I was going into the mental health, going back to the shelter at Jill's place or at Justin's place, there were baggies on the ground walking up. And I was like, I literally had to no, because if I really wanted to, I was homeless for one night. If I would have wanted to, I could have went to the liquor store. I could have, which I don't even like to drink. I'm like, what the hell am I thinking that about? But I could have gone back out, but I said, no, my daughter deserves better. And quite frankly, at some point, I'm going to deserve better, because I don't like being in a needle in my arm anymore. It's not worth it. I was miserable regardless. So why continue to kill yourself when it ain't even helping you anymore?
It's not even fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I love you. I'm proud of you, okay? Call me if you need me. You know how to get a hold of me.
Good luck.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Bye. Tell your father-in-law we said thanks for letting you stay there, because you got lucky on that one, girl.
No kidding. Yeah, I'm 4 hours from Naples right now, but he's holding me accountable. I can't even be by myself, but it's great. I'm grateful. So
all right, girl. Love you.
Bye. Bye.
Okay. All right. I'm glad that she came on and told y'all a little bit about what happened. Hey, Mom. Because I don't ever want you guys to think that I'm being that I'm mad. I'm not mad at her. I was upset because I want her to be successful, and I want her to get sober and stay sober. That's all. So I get upset when people leave, because I don't want them to do that, But I'm learning that I can't keep. One of the things that I've learned since getting sober and helping people is that I cannot make anybody do anything they don't want to do. And that's been the hardest thing for me, y'all, to realize, and that I cannot control. And I can control y'all more than I can control my husband. That's one of the hardest things I ever learned. I can work with people that are complete strangers and do so amazing with them. But when it comes to my own my man up there, it's like a puzzle I cannot seem to solve. You know what I mean? It's hard.
I feel you on that one.
It really is. It's difficult. And I love Neil so much, and I want to help him, get him excited about recovery, but it doesn't work with him like it does with you guys. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It is tough. It is tough. My mom,
I can relate.
Do what?
I can very much relate.
Oh, you've been there too.
Yes.
Yeah. It's hard. I feel like it's like this taboo or whatever. Like, people think because I've stayed sober, that it's this horrible thing that Neil had a struggle. And it's like,
I know I've seen some of the comments you've gotten. I can't believe some of the comments you've gotten on TikTok. Like, why don't you just leave? Why didn't you just leave?
Because
like,
what if it had happened and I didn't have experience with addiction? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I was raised up, y'all, that when you marry somebody, it's for sickness and in health, for better or for worse, till death do you part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I guess I just take it so much more seriously. Like, I've never been married in my life. I waited until I was 30 something years old to get married to Neil. And so when we married, it literally took so much for me to get married to him, y'all, because I was so afraid to get married because I don't want to get divorced when I get married. You know?
Yeah.
I don't.
It shouldn't be that easy to throw it away. And you have a child together, and I don't understand that attitude of just like, well, he made a mistake, so you should be done.
Just be done with it.
I mean, people make mistakes, and he's willing to work on it. Then that's what marriage is. Marriage is full of challenges and full of all those things. And it's like, if everyone just threw in the towel that easily, then it's no wonder the divorce rate is as high as it is, if that's how easy everybody throws in the towel. I don't know. I just don't understand it. I mean, I'm no one to talk. I have 2 divorces under my belt. So I've been there thrown in the towel, but it's just sad that that's the attitude. I don't know.
I think that I'm just more, I think because people only see a snippet of what they see of my life. And so I think people have this mental, this idea that he's over here partying and like doing live off the stripper's ass in the bedroom.
Or like he's bringing it home around you. Or like he's bringing it home in front of you or something. It's like, tempting you or something. And,
not at all.
TikTok
not at all.
seem to be.
Now, if it was going on like that, it would be a different story. Like,
Of course. Yeah.
I would be freaking out. Like, that's the thing. I would be freaking out. But anyway, I was trying to think of anything else that I wanted to talk about. Self-sabotage, man. My parents used to tell me all the time that I was self-sabotaging. That's one of the famous things my dad used to say, I think, is my mom too, is that because I would be doing so well. And that's something I've noticed with a lot of people is like, that's when self-sabotage comes, when we are doing well in our sobriety, when we get complacent, things are going good. I don't have to practice on my recovery. I don't need to read that book. I don't need to go to that meeting. I don't need to spend that extra time with somebody that's in recovery to help them because I'm sober. I'm doing good. And then the next thing you know, that I'm doing good. I don't need the extra help. And then it's like little things like, oh, I could go to the Mexican restaurant and have a glass of wine or something. I can't do that. I can't do that. I've never been able to like just drink or whatever. But if I did, I would probably drink to get drunk and then I would be in big trouble.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not going to keep you on here forever. I love you. I'm so glad that you came up here with me.
I love you too. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You. I might steal you once every month.
You can steal me anytime you want. I enjoy it. You can have me.
I really love people. You guys, please, if you haven't already, go follow Amy on TikTok. Her TikTok is Twin Mommy to Be, and she does bomb ass content. And then also she's going to be live every Sunday in the Real Talk Recovery Facebook group with her daughter, and they talk about addiction and how it affected them as a family unit, which is just like, I love that. I wish I could get one of my sisters to do a video with me every month, but they're freaking bums and won't fucking commit to it.
Yeah, that ended up being a lot more. I don't know. That was great.
It was really good, dude. I was crying on
it was healing for us too. Like, it was more emotional for us than we thought it was going to be. And she's looking forward to doing it again this Sunday. So am I. So I think it's been good for us too. So
yes, I'm looking forward to it. Exercise for y'all.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. And we've heard from a lot of people who are like, oh, this is great. And I know there are a couple people who want my daughter to talk to their kids. So I really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to do it. It's great.
I think that's so cool. Okay, girl. All right. I love you. I'll see you over on TikTok.
All right. See you later.
Bye, babe. Okay. Let me see. Hey, Jose. I see you, Bubba. Okay, a little bit longer, and then I'll bounce out of here. I love having people on the chat, y'all, because it helps me. Because like sometimes I just run out of stuff to say. I have to be on here to do it with me. It's like the momentum keeps going, you know. Hey Nicole, what are y'all saying? Hold on. And what's going on? Candy, are you still in the chat? Pride gets you in trouble. Yes, it does. Hey Nicole, hey Jose, how are you doing? I hope you're doing good. Caitlin, thanks so much for coming and hanging out with us, girl. Hey, Fran. So, stay strong, Cece. You got the whole Real Talk Recovery family cheering for you, girl. And like I said, you got a plan, okay? You got down there. Things didn't go as planned. That's okay. Now we got a new, fresh plan. Let's stick to the plan, okay? Let's do that thing on the 15th and get into that treatment center, do those 30 days. And then, like you said, hit Jill's place up and see if you can go back and get all that job training and stuff. That will really, really, really make a difference, I think. Yes, Jennifer, it's in our Facebook group. She went live last Sunday, and it's up in the Facebook group, and it was great, y'all. It was her and her daughter is like 20, I think. And I mean, they talked all about just how her addiction affected her daughter when her daughter was 14, when Amy first got arrested, I think, in front of her, and her little brother, I think, was like 11 or 10. And so yeah, they talked all about it. It was really, really good. And it was probably, like she said, it probably helped her more anyway, because when we get up there, you guys, like we're getting up there and we're trying to help people, right? And share, but it's helping us at the same time. Like coming up here and talking and hearing Cece tell her story and Amy share some of her stuff, it helps me too. It's helping me stay sober. Like that's how I stay sober, is by having fellowship with other people in recovery. You know, I can't do it by myself. And she goes live in the Facebook group at 5 Pacific Standard Time, I think. So I think it's 7 Central Time. Hey, Neil. Oh, yeah, yeah. And I get so emotional too, y'all, when people share their stories. Like I get what are you doing? Why did you throw this?
It dropped on the ground.
I don't care, but like, listen to me. Hey, stop. No more chips. No more chips. Go and pick Nathaniel.
What?
Go and pick up the living room right now.
After I get my chips.
Get Nathaniel. You guys, these just. Hey,
What?
Golden Legends, what's up? What's up? So, I need to have. Yeah, Jen, you can add them. Just invite them, and I'll approve them when they get there. But I hope you guys have a great night. I have so much, like these boys have literally ripped this house to shreds in less than 3 hours. And so he's self-sabotaging, y'all. He's driving me insane. Look, why are you eating all these chips?
Because I liked him.
I know, baby, but you don't just need to be eating bags of chips. Didn't you eat dinner? Okay, well, pick up that living room for me.
I already did it, the whole thing.
Hey, Jose, I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. So how's everybody doing on their sobriety? Why don't y'all check in with me before we go? How's everyone doing on their recovery? I'll tell y'all how I'm doing. I'm doing good. I'm a little stressed, but not because of anything with you guys, because of these damn kids. We had they had Velveeta shells and cheese. Nothing. That's Nate's favorite.
Rex wants me to wrestle while it has the sucker in it.
Okay, no.
He's gonna choke on it.
That's how you choke. Get all my pillows picked up and everything picked up in the living room.
You picked it up alright.
Please.
He did.
You promise?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. What's your dad doing? Just laying up there?
Yeah, because he has a headache.
Oh, okay.
My dad.
I love my son. He's a good kid. Oh, okay. So every Friday at 7, you guys, we do these live streams. Now, next Friday, I'm pretty sure, I'm going to eat this. Next Friday, I'm pretty sure that Tara from the Magic Crew is going to come share her story. Tara that does the TA Cook that does the dances on TikTok. I'm also trying to get
Mom, I don't know what
Ashley
this means.
and Megan.
Look, I don't know what this means.
Hey, Jen, I saw that he was on TikTok too. So is he like bothering you on there?
Lie, my child. Look. Lie, my child.
I hope he's not giving you any problems or anything.
Let's go wrestle now. Do you have it? Fuck.
Did you guys see my sister?
So lost inside your eyes. Would you believe it? You don't have to say you love me. You don't have to say nothing. You don't have to say you're mine. Honey, I want to fight for you.
Oh, I'm getting emotional, y'all. So that's my baby sister. I missed out on my sister's life because I was high on drugs. I started getting high when my sister was 12 or 13. And I totally stopped associating with her because I stayed using all the time. Yeah, that's my sister singing. And so I didn't get to build a relationship with my sister. And now we're like, now I get to be her sister, her big sister, because she always acted like my big sister because I was always strung out on dope. 12, my mom said. I see her all the time now because I'm sober, but when I was in my addiction, she got to a point where she was embarrassed of me, man. She didn't want me coming over because I would embarrass her in front of her friends when I would use, or I would come to her house and take money out of her piggy bank or her wallet. And it took us a long time. You know, I've been sober for 5 years now. So of course, that first year was a little rocky, but after that, I see my sister on all holidays. She lives in Hot Springs and I live in Little Rock, but now we are a part of each other's life, you know. But there was a long time where I wasn't there for my sister. I wasn't able to be there for when she had her first boyfriend. I wasn't able to be there for her when she had her first breakup. I wasn't able to be there for my sister like I should have been because I was on drugs. So anyway, so I get really emotional when my sister does the singing and stuff because I'm just so fucking proud of her, man. Because she's gotten and she's so talented and she's never gotten in any trouble. She doesn't do drugs, and I'm just so proud of her. So I'm not going to get no emotional anymore. I love you guys. I'm going to get off here and get this video uploaded, and I love y'all. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us, and y'all know I'll be live again on Monday at 7 and then on Friday at 7, okay? All right. Good night, you guys. What, baby?
Me and Brooks are skateboarding. You want to come and look?